All right, part two, grade eights. Didn't even tell you my prediction. Halftime, I predict when Edmonton 17, Ottawa 13, 17-13 at halftime. I wonder if my guess is correct. Anyways, I'm starting to feel bad. I'm giving you all these examples here, and we haven't had one actually work out. So let's take a look right now. This example right here, I will guarantee you. I double checked. This triangle right here is actually a right triangle. My question is, what's the length of the hypotenuse, or in this case, what's C? What's the length of C? So when you have a question like this, we use Pythagorean's theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and we can actually solve it. All right, so let's take a look here. We have our two legs. In this case, our legs are 4 and 3. We know they're the legs because they are the two sides that meet to form the 90 degrees. Now, does it matter if this is side A or this is side B? It doesn't. Pythagorean's theorem. They're interchangeable. You just always have to remember that C is always the hypotenuse or the longest side. Okay, so let's just pump these numbers into the formula here. So let's call this side A. So in this case, 3 squared plus, we'll call this b over here, 4 squared equals c squared. Or another way of saying this, when you see c squared, we're saying this number plus this number equals the square off of side C. So in this case, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and that is equal to the square off of side C, or c squared. So 9 plus 16 is 25, and that is equal to c squared. But my question was, I didn't want to know what the square was off this side. I wanted to know what was the length of c. But let me just go and show you something here. What we have discovered is that this square right here, the area of it is 25. Now, we know from our previous lessons that if you know the area of a square, all you have to do is do this funky square root sign, and that'll give us the length of one side of our square. Hey, 25 is a perfect square, so we know when we do this square root sign over 25 that our answer will be 5. And in this case, we know that basically we're saying this. The square root of 25 is 5, or the side length C is equal to 5. There you go. So let's take this and apply it to a question. A ramp is used to load a snow machine onto a trailer. Sadly, this is going to be a reality in our life here sooner than later. Having to worry about moving snow machines around and stuff with the weather changing. The ramp has a horizontal length of 168, so from here to here, 168 centimeters. The sloping length, in this case, this right here, 175. How high is this ramp? We want to know the length of this side of the triangle. Okay, so we can take Pythagorean's theorem and apply it to this question, and we should be able to figure out this length. So Pythagorean's theorem, we know, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So let's go back here, write it down. Always write down your formula, folks. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so now we just go and take these numbers. We got to figure out what letter is represented by what number, and then we plug it into our formula here and figure it out with our calculator. So in this case, they're saying this is a 90-degree angle right here, so that means the two sides that form it are our legs. In this case, we don't know this one, so we'll just call this A, and that makes this one B. So A squared, well, we don't have any number to put in A yet, so we'll just keep it as A squared, plus the square off of B. In this case, the length is 168, some bad looking 6 squared is equal to, in this case, our longest side, or the side opposite the 90 degree. That's our hypotenuse, and we know hypotenuse is represented with C, so we'll plug in 175 squared. These are some big numbers. We're going to get some big numbers here, but we have a calculator, and I encourage you to use it. I'm just going to move it out of the way here right now. Okay, so a squared, oops, bring down my formula, plus 168 squared. Well, let's go over here. Let's erase everything. 168 times 168 equals, wow, 28,224. Sorry about my writing, it's not that great, but it'll get us to the answer. Okay, so a squared plus 28,224 is equal to the square of 175 times 175. That equals 30,000. Oh, my cat Maestro has decided to make an appearance in the video. Everybody say hi to Maestro. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. Okay, so there you go. Believe it or not, our answer is located in this little thing right here. Now, remember earlier in the year we talked about algebra, and basically we need to figure out what a is right now. What we need to do is isolate a. We got to get a by itself. So how do we do that? Well, we need to get rid of this right here. We need to get rid of this plus 28,224. And the way we do that is we can do the opposite of that. So we can say, hey, we want to subtract 2,824 from this side because we want to get rid of it. Now we can't just magically do that. The reason we can subtract it from this side to get rid of it is because of this equal sign. And basically when you have an equal sign, whatever you do to the left side, in this case, this side, whatever you do to this side, as long as you do the exact same thing to the other side of the equal sign, it all works out. So basically we're saying we want to subtract 28,224 from both sides. And that's cool. We can do that as long as we do it to both sides. So these cancel each other out, and on this side we're left with a squared is equal to, well, let's go to our calculator. So erase it. 30,625 subtract 28,224, and that leaves us with this number, 2,401. Now, what that 2,401 means is that's a squared, or the square off of side A. So if I went over here and I drew this square out, the area of that square is 2,401. But the question was, what's the height of that one leg? So remember, what we have to do is we have to go and say, hey, I want to know the square root of this. And if I take the square root of that side, take the square root of this side. So 2,401. Let's go to our calculator. 2,401. Square root sign right here. Boom. 49. So I know that A is equal to 49. In this case, centimeters. There you go. You just figured it out. Those are some big numbers. Tell you what, here's your question. What is the length of H? Answer it. Put it in Edmodo. I will see you guys at class tomorrow. Have a great night. Go team.